Yo, Kpaceguy here. What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to our final review of the L200s from Polk Audio, the L200s right here. If you guys have missed all of my reviews, I've done probably 7 or 8 different videos on these bookshelves right here, and I've had an absolute blast. Special thanks to Polk Audio and the Sound United team that I've been partnered with to get these in for a review for you guys. This is the first speaker that I've ever had sent to me for a review. So I'm absolutely blessed and excited for the future, and absolutely blessed to have these in for review. Again, thank you Sound United for allowing me to take these in and review them for you guys and for you guys. And it's been a blast. Unfortunately, we have to send them back, but we're gonna go ahead and give them a final review. Is it worth the price tag? Are they better than the lsim series? All that stuff, we're gonna address it here in a nice quick video. But first, before we start that, I wanna show you guys a clip of these speakers in action at near reference volume. Check out the excursion on these speakers. That was the scene from Hacksaw Ridge, Dolby Atmos. That was the scene where they're fighting in the war, and you saw these speakers going crazy. I had them on full range just for this purpose of this video, just to show you guys, and I had them up to almost reference level. So these things can handle some power, and they sound pretty good. Alright, so let's start the review for the L200s here. Now again, these are a small bookshelf speaker that most people are going to use for their surround sound application or a 2-channel stereo setup. If I was purchasing these, they would be my surround sound setup back in the back of the room in the rear section. But some people may use it for music, or some people may use it for a front stage, their main left and right speakers, and it can do it all. There's been some upgrades from the old series to the new series, and you can hear and see the difference in the two. It's biased. A lot of people like the lsim series more than L200s. Some people like the L200s more than the lsim series. It's really just up to taste and how much money you want to spend. These speakers right here have been absolutely phenomenal. I've tested them with music, different genres, different styles of movies. I've tested them in the rears, tested them as fronts. They've been absolutely a blessing to listen to, and they are fantastic. Now, the only complaint that I really have with these speakers is its older predecessor, the lsim 703s, their old bookshelf speakers. We compared the two together and saw the differences of the two, and we realized that there's not a lot of differences in the two. There's some tweaks and some upgrades, but to be honest with you, I think Polk Audio shot themselves in the foot, because these come in right now at $17.99 for the pair, and you can get their bookshelves from the lsim 703 series. You can get them for, I think, $800 or so for the pair. And so there's a $1,000 price difference, but there's not a $1,000 gap in performance. And so for a lot of people, the lsims are the better bookshelves. There's not a big difference in sound quality. There's not a difference in bass. There's not a big difference in crossover points or anything like that. And then the lsims look better and they're more appealing to others. And again, they're $1,000 less. So for me personally, if I didn't have either or of these bookshelves, it would really be hard for me to get the L200s after comparing the two together, the lsims versus the L200s, because the gap isn't that different. So if you're somebody out there comparing the lsims to the L200s, unless you're planning on getting a whole Legend package, the bookshelves and the center channel and the floor standers, I wouldn't go with these alone. They're just not that much better than the 703s, just to be honest with you. Not that these aren't good, these are fantastic, but the price difference, the lsims is a no-brainer. One thing that I really have to clap my hands for the L200s is their accuracy and their bass response as well as their power handling all in one package. I was able to crank these up, like I told you guys, to near reference level, and I probably could have gone louder, and they handled it just fine. They're 200 watt speakers at 4 ohms. My monolith gives you 200 watts at 8 ohms. So I was pumping these bad boys with every bit of power they can handle, and they were taking it. I heard no port chuffing, I heard no distortion. It didn't look like it was struggling to reproduce any of the music or the movies that I was playing with them. And that's something that a lot of speakers can't say for themselves, especially not small 6.5-inch drivers inside a small bookshelf speaker. Absolutely incredible performance out of a very small form factor, which I always have to bring that up because a lot of people don't want a big tower speaker in their system, or they're just gonna be using these for 2-channel music. You can crank these bad boys up as loud as you can handle, and they will handle it as long as you can. Absolutely incredible. Another great point that I have to clap my hands for the L200s is the new and improved tweeter. Not only does it sound sweeter and a little more crisp and a little more tight, but it's never at any point on any genre of music or movies fatiguing. If you guys know, horn tweeters sometimes tend to be fatiguing. They're harsh, they're hard to listen to for a long period of time. They're tough to listen to at high volumes. I never felt that at any point of my testing with these speakers. That new tweeter is probably the biggest selling point for this speaker. The driver's cool, the new turbine cone is awesome, it sounds great, but the big jump in performance really comes from the tweeter out of this speaker here. Never fatiguing, never harsh. I really prefer this tweeter over the old lsim series because with my lsim series that I have here today in my own home theater, I always felt like I didn't have a lot of treble, a lot of high end, a lot of upper register in my music. I had to turn up the treble a little bit just to make up for the lack of it. With these sound great as is, out of the box. I really like the new tweeter because it changed the crossover point compared to the lsim 703s, and it really helped bring the sound together and made it sound more cohesive and as one. So I have to continue to notate that new tweeter here. It has a higher frequency range, so the crossover point's different, and it really helps with music for sure. Really helps bring out I like to use the word sparkle and shimmer. I really like the high register that these give you without making it fatiguing and harsh and hard to listen to. It's something that I have to note. Now, I do want to talk about its low-end performance and that new turbine cone that it has. Now, it does feel a lot more solid compared to the lsim 703s as far as that cone goes. The turbine cone gives it more rigidity, gives it more flexibility to be able to play different genres of music, different low-end tracks without sounding like it's struggling or out any distortion or extra coloration to the system or to the music. And it does that very well. The 703s do it very well too. But I do hear an upgrade. It's not a significant jump compared to the old bookshelf speakers, but it is a good increase in performance with the new turbine cone. It doesn't get any lower in bass compared to the old bookshelves. They still hit the same frequencies, but what this did was make it sound a little more accurate, a little bit tighter, and it was able to handle those frequencies a little bit easier. The lsim 703s and these are the same power handling, so you're not getting any more or less volume, you're not getting any more or less efficiency out of these speakers, but they do sound better overall. That leads me to say something else. These speakers are not efficient whatsoever. I think they're like 87 or 89 dB efficiency. So you're gonna wanna power them with a good amplifier. Again, we said these were like 4 ohm speakers. Nowadays, receivers can handle 4 ohm, 6 ohm speakers, but if you're somebody who has an older receiver or older stereo amp or whatever, make sure that they're certified to handle these speakers because you could cook your receiver pretty quickly otherwise. Now again, the old bookshelves, the lsim 703s, are like $800 for the pair versus $1799. So is it worth paying that price point for these speakers? I'm gonna say yes, and I'm going to say no. The reason why I say no is because if you're comparing the lsim 703s to these, it's a no-brainer. Go with the lsim 703s because the performance isn't that big of a jump, and you'll be right at home with those speakers, really happy with those speakers. I say yes because if you're an audiophile and you're a music head, if you really love listening to 2-channel stereo, these are the way to go. Because they will give you more accurate response. They will give you a better crossover point, so you get a better higher end on the tweeter than you will on the 703s. I also say yes because if you're looking to pair them with the rest of the Legend series, timbre matching is important. So if you're looking to get the center channel with this, or you're looking to get the floor standing speakers that they have and use these in the rears or whatever, timbre matching is important. And for those who don't know what timbre matching, it means the vocal quality of the instrument or the voice. Like when you hit a key on the piano, you can tell it's the piano because of its timbre, the way it sounds. You can tell that I'm Kpaceguy. If you turn off the TV and I had Kpaceguy and somebody else talking, you could tell which one's Kpaceguy, which one's somebody else by the timbre of their voice. So when you're matching your speakers together, if you're looking to get the L600s or the L800s or the center channel, maybe you should go with these just to timbre match everything, because I believe that their tower speakers are the bigger changes in the lineup, not their bookshelves. The bookshelves between the old series and new series are pretty similar, but I think the big changes come from their towers. So if you're looking to get tower speakers and center speakers from the Legend series, go ahead and get yourself some Polk Audio L200s instead of the lsim 703s. So that's my kind of take on, is it worth it or not? Alright guys, so that's my final review on the Polk Audio Legend L200 speakers, the bookshelf speakers. I'm hoping I can get some of their 600s in for review. They're not their biggest towers, but they're right in the middle. They're 600 towers, because they're most comparable to my lsim 707s. So I want to pull those in and do a review of those. So hopefully, cross your fingers, I can get a hold of those. But guys, I really hope that you enjoyed the videos on the Polk Audio L200s. I hope it helped you if you're looking at them. If you're comparing them with something else, I hope I helped you out even in the slightest. And if I did, leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think overall of the L200s. Are they worth the $17.99? Would you buy a pair? Would you buy more than a pair? Would you do a whole bookshelf system? Just let me know what you guys think about the L200s. I personally, I would buy them, and maybe I will, but I would probably get their tower speakers first, listen to them, and then piece the rest of the system accordingly. So that's what I personally would do. So let me know down in the comments down below what you guys think of the L200s. Leave me a like on this video. If you haven't seen all my other reviews on the Polk Audio Legend L200s, go back and watch those videos because we had a lot of fun and a lot of good tests on them. So guys, I appreciate you watching. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you are by the end of this video. We'll see you in the next one. Kpaceguy out. Peace.